know I just killed that. I just killed that for what? Hold on, because I'm gonna run it back. Let's try this again. Rest in peace to Richard Roundtree, the original Shaft, passed away. Back when music was musicking. Shut your mouth. Yes, Richard Roundtree, the original Shaft, passed away today. He was a great actor. You know, Shaft was one of the first black superheroes that we had. Police officer fighting crime. Well, he wasn't a police officer, but he was John Shaft, one of the few leading black men in film. He put the sexy and the cool in being detective. Rest well, Richard Roundtree. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. That role will always be respected, and Samuel L. Jackson did an excellent job playing that as well. And yeah, y'all, the football's back on. Basketball is back. The Lakers lost today, but basketball's back. World Series, the Rangers are going on one half, and we don't know who's going on the other one. And I'm already hopping into things because nothing really happened today. It's rainy, it's cold here. It's like that outside. I went to the gym. I did my son's hair. He has some locks I had to retwist it. Just normal stuff. So I kind of busted right into the tea of the news. So speaking of basketball, Dwight Howard, the man finally is admitting to coming out the closet, y'all. It's been mumblings and fumblings for years that he was on the DL. And yeah. Let me see what the whole story is. It says text messages from Dwight Howard's combo with a man who accused him of sexual assault. I'm not gay. I'm just a little nasty. Thinking about that meat. I want it now. Dwight Howard. Dwight, I hope you know in your secret lifestyle was practicing safe sex, because you got kids with women. Of course, there's no other people that can have kids, but like I said, there's been rumors for a minute that he was doing some stuff, but the guy said that he held him down, and made him he held him down, gave him a blowjob forcefully, and tried to make him participate in a threesome. So I hope for your sake, Dwight, that it's not true. Dwight's finally, like I said, coming out of the closet, because it's been rumors forever about him being that way. Now it's cool to be gay, dude. Just come out at this point. At this point, why is there anybody on the down low anymore? Just come out. Come out wherever you are. Richard Roundtree died at 81 after a brief battle with pancreatic cancer was his cause of death. Former Florida lawmaker who sponsored Don't Say the Gay law, is sentenced to 4 months in prison for COVID-19 relief fraud. McDonald's is offering free French fries every day for the rest of the year. So this Basketball Wives star, British Williams, she was sentenced to 4 years in prison for fraud. And I be trying to see what these people did to get locked up. But it always got something to do with the PPP loan. But she has pled guilty to 5 federal counts of misuse of Social Security numbers, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of making false statements to the IRS, and 3 counts of wire fraud. Man, when you do that Fed time, I'll be like, what did y'all do? So I can make sure I don't do that. That's what I'll be trying to do. That's what all I'm trying to do. Jonathan Majors, the man that was in Creed and Ant-Man, Wasp-Man, anyway, his ex-girlfriend is to be charged with assaulting him 4 months after his arrest. So looks like they had a mutually tumultuous relationship. Britney Spears' book has dropped, and people are kind of gagging over the things she was saying. Y'all know I'm not a Britney fan, but some of the stuff she was saying was pretty funny. She was saying that Justin, because y'all know she hates Justin Timberlake, so she was saying that he had a black scent, which is like hilarious. She said that it just came out of nowhere, and this is what I am happy about, because a lot of white people swear they don't have black scents. They swear they don't put on these fake voices, but yeah, it was funny, the stuff she said. She said, where is it at here?
To me, that's what separated them. Who seemed very His band In Sync was what people back then called So Pimp. They were white boys, but they loved hip-hop. To me, that's what separated them from the Backstreet Boys, who seemed very consciously to position themselves as a white group. In Sync hung out with black artists. Sometimes I thought they tried too hard to fit in. One day, Jay and I were in New York, going to parts of town I'd never been to before. Walking our way was a guy with a huge blinged-out medallion. He was flanked by 2 giant security guards. Jay got all excited and said so loud, "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Genuine, what's up, homie?" After Genuine walked away, Felicia did an impression of Jay. "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Genuine." Jay wasn't even embarrassed. He just took it and looked at her like, "Okay, fuck you." His band...
I do wonder why people stop with the black scent. We can speak regular English. You don't have to relate, but yeah, it's funny though. Let's see what else we got here. I forget who's reading her excerpts of her book, but she's just trashing Justin Timberlake all over the place. It's funny. This is another one. She said, the issue isn't him not wanting to be a father. It's a timeline of it all. The abortion, the breakup, the every time video, and then him using the breakup and her trauma to absolutely catalyst his solo career when he knew she was suffering so much. The betrayal there is incredible. He should have used a condom if he wasn't ready. They were children, but they weren't. They were children, but they weren't, and they're both from the South, where pregnancy young isn't uncommon. Look at Jamie Lynn. Britney would have wanted that baby, even if the trajectory of her career may have changed. That's trauma in itself. It's not that he didn't want to be a dad. He was honest. It's that he capitalized off her pain, was silent during the imprisonment, and has just been a truly awful friend to her. Brittany's not raising her kids, just FYI. I'm no Justin fan either, but yeah. The faux shiz is funny though. So yeah, that's happening. The Israel stuff is still going on, of course. Let's see. They have a new GOP House Speaker nominee, Mike Johnson. I think it's like 8 of them now. Israel is launching 400 strikes across Gaza. That off-duty pilot that took shrooms and tried to crash the plane or turn off the plane, he said he'd taken shrooms and he was just spazzed out. I don't think he'll do time. They try to charge him with attempted murder, but I don't think it'll go that far. Let's see what else we got going on here. A lot of repetitive news, y'all. Lots and lots of repetition. Dunkin' Donuts woman gets $3 million for spilled coffee. So, y'all want to get paid, spill some coffee. Other than that, I was just trying to see if there was anything else that these men, the men and them telling on themselves now, and there used to be a time when men didn't talk about what they did in the bedroom, but that's just like the new thing. But John Stamos is alluding that Rebecca Romaine's betrayal as he details his marriage and divorce in a memoir. He was saying that he felt like he helped launch her career and she wasn't really appreciative, and he felt like he focused so much on her, and then when her career took off, like most people, he got a little jealous. And then there was that. Instead of celebrating his wife, he got into competition with her. So sad. Brittany raves about her ex that she just divorced in her memoir. She said he's a gift from God, even though he divorced her. But that Justin, she can't stand that dude. Other than that, Dave Chappelle gets another offer from a Jewish group to meet up after Israel comments. I guess Dave Chappelle made some more people mad with comments over his recent show. Other than that, y'all, this world is so interesting. You have these rich people complaining about stuff, and then you got really poor people pretty much barely making it. Don't you love life? It's so crazy. Let's see what Reddit's talking about. What's the worst candy to ever exist? Definitely on Halloween, those ones in the orange wrapper with that, I don't know what it is. It's something that supposedly looks like chocolate, but it's disgusting. It's probably one of that candy that's either in the orange wrapper or in the brown wrapper. The most disgusting candy around, for sure. Somebody said sugar-free gummy bears. I could attest to that. Although I do love me some gummy bears. Palmer's Easter candy. Fake M&Ms and candy canes. Oh yeah, that M&M candy cane. Jelly bean boozled. Butterfingers. I would not eat a Butterfinger. I mean, they're not horrible, but I wouldn't eat them. That wax candy that looks like it had Coca-Cola in it. Them little SpongeBob candies too, gross. What are some signs you're getting old? Every day I get up out of the bed, I walk like a tin man. Like somebody put some oil on me immediately. Somebody says my eyesight is changing too, for sure. When you have to scroll in an insultingly large amount of time to find your birth year. Yeah. That I remember like doing that at the treadmill. I'm like, soon these numbers are gonna go up, and yeah, I'm at that time. When I realized I wasn't pop culture's target demographic. Will you realize there's a whole year in your past that has no particular memories? You don't understand new words, but you don't care. I'm like this. Like, I'll hear a new word, and it's just like, I don't even care at this point. I saw a dictionary the other day, and I was just like, why do we even have this anymore? People, first of all, we have a lot of words, but people are stuck on particular words, like gaslighting. Like, that is everybody's favorite word. Narcissist, this, like, even though there's a million other words in this thick dictionary, but people, they're stuck on certain words. So why even have a dictionary anymore? Let's see. Some of y'all just, it'll be fun, and then you guys start asking dumb questions like, what do you want to do before you die? Like, who wants to think about that, man? Men who cheated and then dated the person they cheated with, how did it turn out? Yeah, how did it turn out? My dad cheated on my mom and later married the person he cheated with. Shockingly, his new wife cheated on him with another guy years later. When I was young, my partner of 2 years cheated on me with my best friend. Turns out it had been going on for about a year, and he only found out after he broke things off for different reasons. She ended up seeing my ex-best friend for a while until she cheated on him with his brother. Wow, she got around. Someone I know cheated and left his girlfriend to be with another woman because they were soulmates. Then that woman cheated. So it looks like the women are still the cheaters, huh? I haven't done it personally, but everyone I know who has it has never worked out. Yeah, because you kind of have that inkling in the back of your mind. Like, if they cheat on you, what's to say they won't do it again? If they cheated with you. What do men do when they have a crush? Picture our entire life together. Imagine marrying her and thought about how pretty she is, and then I ask her out and we've been together for 10 years. Mention her to my friends and show them a few pics. Then I drink to try and get rid of the false hope and move on. Imagine our lives from meeting, dating, marriage, growing old, and dying together. Convince myself that I don't have a chance in hell. Get sad about the imagined rejection. Rationalize my feelings away and move on to the next crush. Rinse and repeat. Sounds about right. Lately, every girl I've developed a crush on has a boyfriend, so I just force myself to move on. All the good ones are taken, that's what they say. What happened changed for you when you met a healthy partner? I felt validated that I'm a good man and that I hoped I was. Started actually liking myself. My problems were rooted in defeatism and deep self-hatred. Seeing the coolest, smartest person you've ever met tell you how awesome you are was mind-blowing to me, and I could never understand that what she saw in me. I got better little by little, and it made me want to be a better, more deserving person for her. I got my stuff together, worked a lot harder, and made it happen. Part of that being was getting my treatment for my problems instead of just waiting until I could handle them anymore. So a lot of times I don't know if I'd even still be here if she didn't give me that confidence. Aww, that's pretty cool. What? Have you ever successfully got a boyfriend, husband to stop pestering you for anal? And I mean without threatening to break up with them. I don't date people who try to cross boundaries or are sexually coercive. That's a deal breaker. Why would you want to be with someone who very obviously doesn't respect you? I will definitely let you do anal on me, but I'm ordering a strap-on to do anal on you. I guess that's how you can do that. Somebody said, girl, just poop on this thing. Oh yeah, that'll make him stop. Yeah, if you got a butt full of poop, he ain't gonna go in there. That's for sure. Someone said, I love anal, but I never date a guy that wouldn't take no for an answer on that. There's no way this issue of him not taking no for an answer is relegated to just anal in this scenario. From a person that loves it. If you've been the woman or girl who friend-zoned a guy, what was the actual story? It's always, for me, it's an attraction issue. Like, if I'm not attracted to you, I'm not trying to break your heart. So, yeah, I'm gonna friend zone you. That's my reasoning behind it. Says, they placed me in the F zone when all I wanted to do was be friends. My default was always platonic until proven otherwise. It's obvious to me now that a lot of men think in terms of sexual until proven otherwise. The times I friend zone guys, I didn't even know I was doing it because I had no idea they were interested. I might have actually gone out with a few of them if they didn't go straight from seeming uninterested to acting crazy. I had a male friend who I became friends with over shared interests. I'm a lesbian, but I'm not really out or very open about it unless it comes up. I need to change that. Yeah, you do. Well, he started crushing on me. I could tell, and it made me nervous. He would get sexual out of nowhere, made some jokes that kind of disturbed me, but I would freeze up. And I finally confessed it to him. Yeah, if you're going to be friends with a man, you need to let him know. But you know what? Men still might try to think they can turn you. I promise you. And some women too. Some people think they can turn you straight.
And not even a date. I know y'all gonna say that's not a date. It wasn't a date. But it was something to do. We're gonna link, smoke, go get ice cream. That was fine with me. I go to his house for various reasons. I pull up, he gets in my car. Oh, okay. What's going on here? Oh, we're smoking in the car. That's fine. Some people don't smoke in their house. Okay. I wish we could have sat on the porch or something, but that's fine. Okay, cool. All right. We're talking. Oh, this is a nice house. Oh, it's your mom's house. But she don't be here like that. Because she be off with her boyfriend. Okay. So it's really like it's your house, but it's her name on it. Oh, okay. Okay. So tell me more about you. Oh, you have a child. How old? A year old. Oh. Well, why are you and the mother not together? Because she wanted marriage. You weren't ready for that. You were ready for her to carry your baby, but not to put a ring on it. Okay, well, maybe y'all can come back together. Y'all still got time. Oh, everybody tells you that. Yeah. You probably Yeah, go go be with your baby mama. But okay. Time goes by. I look. Are we still getting ice cream? You forgot. You forgot the one thing that I came up here for. Okay. Well, all the places that I would have wanted to go to are now closing. So let's just go to the Sonic up the street. Cool. I pull up. Press the order button. Oh, you don't have your wallet. Do they take Apple Pay? I don't think they do. But you'll cash at me. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Cash at. We order our stuff. It was like $10, $15 maybe at the most. No more than $15. I take them. I drop them off at home. I check my Cash App. Oh, you cashed out me $5. Okay, yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that you were just paying for not even your full shake. Okay, cool. Please go be with your baby mama so you can get off the damn streets. Cause how, Brokey McBrokester, please. Cheapy McCheapskate.
So she was basically saying kind of this dude friend zoned her. They were supposed to link up to go smoke and hang, and he ended up just wanting to smoke in the car, and that was that. So she already knew what was popping.
Hey, if y'all ain't seen this yet, y'all need to watch it. Look, see the 12 disciples and the zodiac signs? Watch how my buddy breaks this down, man. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Oh my days. You need to check this out. Right, this is an image of Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting called The Last Supper, which he done in 1495. Which, for those of you who didn't know, was about 50 years before the Copernican Revolution. Meaning that he would have been one of the last generations who knew the Earth was... knew the true shape of the Earth. Anyway, I'll let you watch the video, but this proves that Jesus was the Son, and his 12 disciples were the 12 signs of the Zodiac. Peace and love.
Okay, here's the beautiful artwork of The Last Supper by Da Vinci. If I do this, you are literally looking at the exact same thing I just showed you on the map. They are in threes. Spring months, summer months, fall months, winter months. Now I'm going to zoom in on spring and summer and show you how they apply to the zodiac. Okay, focusing on spring and summer. Here we have Aries at the head of the table. Aries is always the head of the table. That's important to know because that also applies to our cosmic body and how the zodiac runs through our bodies. If you haven't watched it yet, watch the video entitled As Above, So Below, the Zodiac, a Cosmic Body, to see how Aries is in the head. Followed by Taurus, Gemini. How do I know that's Gemini? He's showing me with his hands. He's showing me there's two. I'm dualistic. Then you have this guy with a knife. Cancer, the crabby crab. And he is followed by Leo. Look at Leo, leaning on the table. Aries is the head of the table, but this is the king. Leo is the king, the Lion King. Why is he the Lion King? Because when the sun is in Leo, it roars like a lion. It's the dog days of summer. And then Mr. Krabby Crab here is pointing out here that there is no Adam's apple. Why is there no Adam's apple? Well, because that's Virgo. Okay, to the other side of the table where we have the fall and the winter. The sun is here. This is September 23rd. This represents the equinox. When the sun goes down under the ecliptic, it gets weighed and balanced by Libra, the scales. And behind Libra, we have Scorpio with his little stinger here. Interestingly, when you get stung by a scorpion, it looks like a kiss mark. And when the Son of God was betrayed by Judas, he was given a kiss. Next to him we have Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces. Again, look at his hands. The two fish. Okay, now I want to focus on the Sun here, and the two next to him, Virgo and Libra. Notice on the table we have bread and wine. Why do we have bread and wine? Well, here in Virgo season is from August 23rd to September 22nd. That's when we gather. That's when we gather the wheat to make the bread. And Libra season, which is September 23rd to October 23rd, that's when the grapes are gathered and it is time to make wine. Okay, and if we take a look at the Sun and his hands, he is showing the covenant, or the coming together of the covenants. This is the covenant of works. This is the covenant of grace. Why is that? Well, because when it's spring and it's summer, we have to work. When we see Taurus, we need to get out the plow and plow the ground. And in Virgo, we harvest. This is when we do our work, in the spring and the summer. When the covenant of grace comes, here we have to rely on the works that we performed and the grace of God, that we did enough works to get us through the fall and the winter, when the earth is frozen and nothing is growing. Hopefully this gives you a glimpse into the things that you can see when you know nature, when you know the path of the sun along the ecliptic and its sine wave. It will help you to see clearly. It will inspire you. You will see it everywhere. It is all around us. It's in our artwork, it's in our movies, it's in our body.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and follow at Mike Priest ARR for more content like this.
Food for thought.
I'm a black woman who has grown up around white people. And while, it don't really give that, period, hair laid.
As soon as Shorty started mentioning her proximity to whiteness, I knew this video was about to be on some bullshit, but I'm gonna let her finish.
It is very true. And I will say, while that has nothing to do with my smarticle particles, I'm also a very intelligent woman. So sometimes, most times, when I speak, people tell me not only am I using big words too much, I also sound white.
And I am not trying to invalidate any of her feelings, but we all know where this conversation about to go.
It's very irritating, and it really does bother me, especially because in college, I really was surrounded by majority black people. So I had not trouble fitting in.
There it is. No black people like me because of the way that I talk. And they're all too dumb to understand my vocabulary. That's literally what she's about to say.
I've always been like kind of a joke to them. I don't use slang all the time. I'm not as cool. I don't really wear the cool stuff. Like, I don't got the designer. I'm from New York, by the way, so I'm not the massage girl. I'm not going to be dripped down. I'm not dripping or drowning. I might be drowning a little bit. Everything about me to any black person I've ever met is different. I think it's really interesting and kind of sad because one of the reasons why I speak this way is because of the education that I've received. And the fact that a lot of black people don't have access to good schools or teachers who actually give a crap, or school systems that actually give a crap. I'm not going to fault anyone for not knowing the big words because to me, it's not their fault. So why are you coming at me? It's not my fault either.
So since we're using our smarticle particles, what the fuck was that? I took some notes, because I'm trying to figure out where you was going with this conversation because it was very problematic. Let's start there. Again, that's your experience. But here are my issues with the video. Number one, and we're just going to work our way down through your video. You immediately had to mention your proximity to whiteness, which inadvertently you're saying white people have a better vocabulary and a better education. No, ma'am. The public school education system is failing. Elementary through high school. All 50 states. And we're not even going to get on a global scale because it's actually embarrassing AF. So unless you went to a very prestigious private school or boarding school, I'm going to need you to tone it down. Because you doing a lot. Too much. And I also want to mention that I am not personally offended because I have college education. I am actually certified to be a teacher, and I took multiple linguistics, language, and phonetic classes in order to get my degree. So I know a lot about language, why people speak the way that they speak, what vocabulary they choose to use, and slang, which is actually very culturally important. The fact that you needed to diss people and keep your proximity to whiteness, but let everybody know, I'm so valid in saying this because, like, hair slay. No, ma'am. No one has to speak a certain way around you or have to listen to you blubber and use all your what you think are SAT words when they're trying to relax. They are not at work. You are not the CEO of a Fortune 500. So the fact that somebody wants to have a conversation with you and not feel like they're reading a textbook is completely valid. Now, honestly, I feel like a lot of the times when people bring this up, they just want to brag about how smart they are and how dumb everybody else is. But the fact that you try to bring race into it is absolutely insane to me. Lots of people code switch. Lots of people choose to use certain words in certain times to emphasize what they're trying to say. And what may to you seem dumb and inferior to somebody else is very much cultural, is very much making them feel comfortable to speak that way and to use those words. So instead of you getting on the internet and dissing black people and saying that it's not my fault that y'all don't have a better education system and the school is failing black people, which they are, but they're failing everybody in public school, by the way, maybe you should think more since you're using your smarticle particles.
Not the smarticle particles, but she's right. I mean, I can talk very proper if you need me to. I can tell you, and it has nothing to do with being white or black or Asian or Mexican or whatever. It has nothing to do with nothing. Yes, inner city schools are terrible. They're terrible, and it has nothing to do with nothing. Like, white people is reading bad as well as blacks, as well as Mexicans. If you go to an inner city school, unfortunately, the public schools are not there. But yeah, to say because, and yeah, people say you talk white or whatever, that's their ignorance, but just because that was your experience. And I don't like this culture where people are like, I was bullied. Everybody was bullied. Imagine being a redhead with freckles. Imagine being albino. Like, this world where you live in where like I was bullied and that is why no black people ever liked me or no white people. It's like, get over yourselves. Like, you guys are totally freaking me out. Like, why? Like, I cannot understand it. It is like clouding my brain. My left ventricle is stopping. It's clogged. My arteries can't process this, Anyway, let's go to the next one.
Sony is being sued in a massive class action which would cover everyone who's bought a PS5. Why? For selling you a shitty console that could suddenly crash and power down, making you lose your video game progress. And then when you finally got it to turn back on, it would flash you a warning that said the manner in which you powered down your PS5 could lead to damage. Follow for update.
Listen, I'm here for every class action suit, baby, and I got a PS5, so show me the money. I'm ready.
Being an adult is realizing that your type ain't gonna marry you. Yep, you heard me. You heard me. Your type ain't gonna marry you. It stressed me out when I heard it though. God put that on my spirit and said, girl, share it with your friends. Share it with the cousins because they needed a girl. You want to get married to a good man. A good man. And a good man ain't your type. How do you feel about that, Niche? I don't know. I think I'm the only chick on the internet that stresses herself out every single day. As soon as I open my mouth, it gets dangerous. Being a realist sometimes is too much. The pressure is too heavy. It's too heavy. They say you can manifest great things when you just speak it out loud, child. So, you know.
I wouldn't say that. Younger me definitely went for bad boys or whatever, but my husband's a good man. He's a good man, so then.
While I was looking into the board of BlackRock, I got distracted by a rabbit hole. And the connections accidentally led me all the way back to the founding of American banking, and then all the way back to Mr. Epstein. You ready to follow a wild thread through the internet? Let's go, baby. So we're gonna start here, and we're gonna end here. And on the way, we're going to go all the way back to 1800. And to be clear, this rabbit hole is just for funsies. We're not, uncovering any breaking news or anything. But anyways, I was at the board of BlackRock looking into Pam Daly, who's deep in General Electric. And I was kind of realizing that I don't exactly know that much about General Electric. So I started looking it up. And let's start with the basics. It's a major American corporation and one of the largest and most diversified in the world. So I went to the Wikipedia article. And I was looking at when it was founded, way back in 1892, 131 years ago. And then I noticed that it was founded by Thomas Edison and J.P. Morgan? How did I not know this? And we'll have to make another video in the future about how General Electric is splitting itself up into 3 different companies for who knows what reasons. But anyways, back in the late 1800s, Thomas Edison had business interests in many electrical related companies. As you know, a dude does at the start of the 19th century. And then in 1889, Drexel Morgan & Co., a company founded by J.P. Morgan and Anthony J. Drexel, I know that name, financed Edison's research and helped merge several Edison separate companies to form Edison General Electric Company. No shit. So we're going to ignore the obvious Nikola Tesla rabbit hole that we're walking right by here because the name Drexel sparked something for me, and I just had to pull on this thread. As the dominant partner of Drexel & Co. of Philadelphia, he founded Drexel Morgan & Co. with J.P. Morgan. Was his junior partner, by the way. So I know about the name Drexel because of a much more modern institution that starts to lead us to Jeffrey Epstein. But I wanted to rewind a little bit because if this dude was more important than J.P. Morgan, then who the hell was he? Drexel & Co. was founded by Francis Martin Drexel, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, born in Austria, a merchant father with business associations. He jumped on a boat to Philadelphia where he became a painter, an art instructor, and later leveraged all those fancy-ass connections from painting to start a bank. We're starting to piece together how we get to Drexel Burnham Lambert. And Drexel Burnham Lambert is gonna lead us to this guy, who leads us to that guy. But first we go back to Tubby Burnham, back in the 30s. So old Tubby partners with our buddies Drexel, and they founded Drexel Burnham Lambert. They're famous for being criminal as shit and inventing an entire industry called the junk bond market, which is exactly as junk as it sounds. That's how you take over companies with shady business deals and then extract as much money as possible before selling them again to the next highest bidder. Oversimplified, but you get it. Oh, and they're also famous for having this dude named Michael Milken, who was Drexel's head of high-yield securities, i.e. mega gambling. And Milken's famous for earning the highest salary of any single person in history, at $295 million. But Michael was like, yeah, that's not enough. So the next year he took home $550 million in a single year in payment. That's $500 million on your paycheck. So what did this snaky boy do to earn $550 million? Well, the answer is he did a lot of criminal shit. And eventually, people started to catch on. And Drexel Burnham Lambert started to get investigated. Then one guy started to talk, and then that led to another. And pretty soon, Rudy Giuliani was talking about throwing RICO charges at Drexel Burnham Lambert. And Michael Milken was exposed for having basically made a shitload of money off of doing illegal stuff because no one regulates this. Basically, the whole financial industry is what's called self-regulatory institutions. And so once someone started doing a little regulating, they realized there was insider trading, stock manipulation, defrauding of clients, stock parking, and on and on. And Mr. Mikey Milk wound up going to prison, but he's living a life of luxury nowadays as he's retired and he's out of prison. He got rich on it. But I shit you not, the Wikipedia page for Drexel Lambert, this firm that went down in flames, they have a whole section for survivors, meaning the rats that jumped ship. And this is where we meet Apollo Global Management, noted private equity firm, was also founded by Drexel alumni Leon Black. That's this guy. You might be like, oh Ian, that's a bit of a stretch, come on. He just worked at the firm. Yeah, from 1977 to 1990, so, a couple years, Black was regarded as the junk bond king Michael Milken's right-hand man at Drexel. So this guy learned everything he knew from this criminal who was the highest paid person in the world ever, so to speak, because of crime. Well, Black went on to found Apollo Global Management, one of the biggest private equity firms in the world, and guess who he decided to bring on board? Oh, in 1997, he made Epstein one of the original trustees of what was his and his wife's foundation. And he had him direct all sorts of charitable donations and philanthropy money and a whole bunch of other secret money just going to weird places. And someone finally caught on and started looking through these numbers. They found that he had paid Epstein $158 million in just 5 years from 2012 to 2017 for his financial services. I'm not even going to get into all this nasty bullshit. Black had more meetings with Epstein than just about anyone else on the books. And this is where it comes right on back to our friends at JP Morgan, just a few hundred years later. Because while we were all looking at submarines, JP Morgan was settling out of court $290 million because they totally were not guilty of helping facilitate this, trafficking ring thing going on. They totally weren't profiting off of that and involved in that. See, that's the thing about money is once you start following it, you start making connections. And once you start making connections, you start winding up in places where you're not supposed to be. And let's be clear, I'm not trying to say that Pam Daly has anything to do with what I just talked about. I'm just saying that the more you know, the more you know. And sometimes when you start looking into gigantic multi-billion-dollar mega corporations that are diversified all across the globe, you inevitably discover that money is used for some pretty awful things in this world. And it's important to remember that money doesn't spend itself. There's always someone doing the things. So stay curious. Don't forget to do your own research.
Follow the money. I always find it funny that we have El Chapo locked up over here for stuff. But, yeah. So many other criminals, American criminals, roaming free.
So if you are with a mate who decides for any reason that they want to leave, allow them to leave. Don't cry about it. Don't ask them. Don't beg them. Please don't leave me. Don't do that. No. You don't respect yourself when you do that. Allow them just go on out and whatever they feel like they need to do, or wherever they feel like the grass is greener, let them go. But don't take them back. They're doing that because they feel like you're so weak and you care about them so much that they can come back whenever they want to. That's why they do it.
Y'all heard Nana. Let them go. Let them go. I'm going to let y'all go, but I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all take care now.